Live from WJZ, this is an alert day.
All right, we have been tracking it for days, and it is finally here. The biggest snow our area has seen in 10 years came down in the overnight hours, but as you know, it has been followed by sleet and freezing rain, with the biggest concern still ahead. Welcome into WJZ News at 6:30, everyone. I'm Rick Ritter. Millions of Americans all across the country being impacted by this. Roadways impassable in some spots, and the most flights canceled since the COVID pandemic. WJZ tracking the impacts in our area tonight, including closures all over. Here they are, a long list impacting public services and schools for Monday. No surprise there. Already, government agencies have also announced they'll be closed, including the state of Maryland, Baltimore City, and Baltimore County. Carroll County, Hartford, and Howard County also closed. And good news for the kids. School districts announced snow days tomorrow. That includes everywhere from Cecil through Anne Arundel to Carroll and Howard. For a full list of closures, including the private schools and colleges, head to our website, WJZ.com. Well, WJZ has live team coverage tonight at 6:30 on your corner in several different spots with operations to keep those roads clear and safe heading into tonight and the morning. And meteorologist Greg Padgett standing by in the First Alert Weather Center. But let's begin with First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin. Cutter, this is the most snow our area has seen in 10 years, but plenty of sleet has come down on top of it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a problem. I could even see some freezing drizzle and some freezing rain. Temperatures are so cold that it is going to be a problem. We're talking about accumulation of ice. And it is going to be a problem here with roadway conditions. We're on Weather Computer 1. Roadway conditions are going to continue to be a problem and get even worse. Because of that 25 you see right there, that's the best that we could do all day long. That's our warmest point of the day, believe it or not. And temperatures will continue to trend colder as we go into the overnight hours. So just keep that in mind. We'll continue to be dealing with this condition here for the next 3 to 5 hours, and then we'll gradually dry on out. So please do keep that in mind. It's only going to get worse, even though it's only light stuff falling from the sky right now. And we're looking at the possibility that roadway conditions, believe this or not, could be even worse out the door tomorrow morning. Snowfall totals. This is what we're looking at, what has accumulated, and we're looking at the possibility that we could have another inch or two of sleet on top of this. So please do keep that in mind. 10 inches in Cockeysville, 7.6 at BWI. That makes it the heaviest snow since 2016. Now, that was 29.2 inches. We did not get that, but by default, this beats last January. This beats January 2014, 7.6 at BWI, the heaviest in 10 years. And it is still sleeting outside, and it is freezing. Temperatures in the mid-teens, northwest side, 25 at BWI, 30 on the eastern shore. And you factor in the freezing rain and the sleet that continues, we are looking at an icy mess, and that's the impact. First Alert meteorologist Greg Padgett is here with a look at how long these severe impacts will last. Greg.
That's right, Cutter. We're going to continue that First Alert weather day both for the rest of this evening and into tomorrow because of those cold temperatures that are going to be moving in the next few days. We're going to feel those cold temperatures move in late in the day tomorrow, and it's going to stick with us for several days. So keep that in mind as that precipitation tapers off over the next few hours for tonight. Dangerous travel will continue in the next 24 hours because of all that ice and that ice freezing at night and bitterly cold all the way through Friday. As we take a look at what's happening there in Futurecast, maybe a few spotty snow showers into the morning, but for the most part, that'll be it for us. But then what's headed our way as we head into the rest of the work week, Rick, you're not going to want to hear it, but we'll have a complete look at that forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, that's the biggest concern. Greg and Cutter, thank you. Well, look, if you have been outside at any point today, you've seen just how bad these roads are. Mike Helgren joining us live at 6:30 on your corner in Southeast Baltimore. Mike, you have seen even MTA buses stuck in the city needing help just to get out.
Rick, we did see 2 MTA buses that got stuck in the ice and snow at Fleet and Caroline, and a tow truck came. They got them out, but it just shows that even those larger vehicles are susceptible. We're continuing to see and feel the freezing precipitation coming down here, and we want to show you what it looks like here at Boston and Ponca. This is a main intersection. You can see there are some people out, but really not a whole lot of people on the roads, and they are still covered in ice and snow, and some of those side streets have yet to be touched. Maryland is under a state of emergency with a snowy sleet mix that left some drivers spinning their wheels. This was the scene in Hamden as a front-wheel drive car struggled to get up the 41st Street hill.
all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive definitely helps a lot, but people with front-wheel drive cars definitely should not be out in this right now.
In Charles Village, the heavy snow was a challenge for those shoveling it before it turned solid on the sidewalk. Do you wish it was all snow, or what do you think about the sleet and maybe freezing rain?
I wish it was all snow. The sleet's going to ice up the roads a little bit. We're not going to be able to drive, so I wish it was snow, but you got to deal with it.
Well, yeah, shoveling too. Is it heavy?
Oh, it's way heavier.
A hot accessory as the precipitation changed to ice, an umbrella. Many roads remain covered, with officials urging people not to go out.
If you do not have to travel, if you are not required to go to work, if it is not an emergency, stay home. Allow the crews to have the room to do their work.
The winter storm touched every part of the state. Here in Annapolis, some chose to get around downtown on skis. Near Johns Hopkins University, we saw a spontaneous snowball fight. Many just want to have fun.
It's a lot of snow, more than I've ever dealt with.
Haven't had this snowstorm in about 10 years. 2016.
How old were you in 2016?
I was 3 years old.
The ice threat, followed by a long stretch of bone-chilling cold, means travel will be treacherous through tomorrow, and even big vehicles had trouble today. Several buses got stuck in the snow and ice on Caroline Street in Baltimore. A massive tow truck came to the rescue. That ice also has BGE on alert for power outages statewide.
In any given storm, half of our outages are the result of trees and tree limbs falling over and landing on power lines.
Now, BGE does have help from private contractors and also from ComEd in the Chicago area. They say when they go to an outage, they will try to get it fixed as soon as possible when it is safe to do so. We are live in your corner in Southeast Baltimore. Mike Halgren, WJZ.
Something we're going to be keeping a close eye on tonight. Mike, thank you. And as Mike just showed us, getting around on those roads, not easy. But if you were hoping to fly today, that is almost impossible. Our live team coverage continues with Bryant Reed on your corner at BWI tonight. And Bryant, are there any flights still active on that big board?
Yeah, Rick, that's a big question, right? Tonight, the answer is no. You can see so many of these on the flight board saying canceled, canceled, canceled. It really doesn't matter what time it is. But if you have an early morning flight, the ones up here are actually showing that most of them are on time. We even have one of the 8:45 flights that is boarding, does say that. But the early morning flights at this time, Rick, are looking somewhat okay, but yeah, for the rest of the night, you might as well just go ahead, stay home, and watch TV, stay put. Now, I don't know, Rick, if I've seen an airport that has been any emptier than what we're looking at right now. I mean, when was the last time you saw a concourse that was exactly this empty? And this is exactly how it looks like across the entire airport right now, which is something we have never seen or rarely see. It doesn't really matter where you're trying to go. Now, the tarmac is also being cleared off. We also had the chance to talk with somebody who said that he's actually been at the airport for over 7 hours because he just can't get a ride. We'll keep you updated with what we're seeing in terms of flight tracker as well as people's safety when it comes to flights here at BWI coming up later this evening. For now, on your corner at BWI, Bryant Reed, WJZ.
Not sure I've ever seen it that quiet. Brian, thank you. Coming up